Guys, welcome back. Alex has just said he'd prefer a chat at the White Rabbit like we have the other day. This super forum actually meets twice a month, one in a forum like this, and one halfway through the month where we have a breakfast at the White Rabbit for our members. It's a members only, and that's on the 11th of March. So members, put in your diary the 11th of March at the White Rabbit in Double Bay, where we'll have a breakfast shouted by BBG.
We got very engrossed at the very end of our chat, so I feel like we've left conversations untold. So very interesting. Thank you so much, Judith. It was a great presentation this morning. So I think at the end of the day, our team was very focused on how businesses change and adapt to the environment at which they're looking for growth. And that very much determined what skills were needed at that time.
Well, that was fascinating how our group was totally different. So so really what you get out of this depends on the group you're in. Anyway, we seem to focus a lot on the values. So everybody had their input, but if you try and put it into logical order, one of our guys said, the first thing you got to sort out is yourself. So the first thing is to establish what you want out of your business, what your values are for your business, and what your mission is for your business. And then we all agreed that the values are key and that anybody that's in your organization has to share the same values as you. If they are radically different values or certainly not on the same page as you, they're going to be detrimental to your organization, and therefore they should go somewhere else, and that should be a key when you're employing people. Then we got on to the people that you employ, and they've got to have the right attitude, they've got to be intelligent, and we also said they've got to have integrity, and they've got to have the right temperament, and they've got to be motivated. So when you employ people, you've got to judge them on their temperament. Integrity is key, because if they're really great employers but they haven't got integrity, they may turn that against you. They've got to be motivated, but that's up to you to motivate them. But they've also got to be self-motivated, and as I said, intelligent. And then they've all got to understand that there's a clear mission. And again, getting back to the organization, so that everybody is heading into the same direction. And Wayne gave an example of the US Defense Force, that when they went into Iraq, they all had the same mission. They all knew they were going to free the people from a nasty dictator. So that was at the back of everybody's mind. And it was a simple, clear mission. So whatever level you were in the organization, you know, whether you were the private or whether you were the major general, you all had the same mission. And the key also was when you're trying to get great people. So there are plenty of visionaries who really will have people follow them and take you to the moon, take you in any direction, but they need great people around them. And as part of leadership, one of the key skills is to recognize your weaknesses and to make sure that you have great people to fill all your technical needs in your organization to get you where you want to get to. I think that summed up whatever we had.
Thanks, Lawrence. It's quite interesting about great people. In my view, all people are great, and all people have their sense of intelligence or their sense of excellence. So I think that it's up to the leader to basically extract that genius that I know exists in every single human on the planet. That's quite an interesting purpose.
It's been a real pleasure to be part of this. Thanks so much. We had a terrific group of 7 people. We started out by just getting to know one another very briefly and to find out a little bit more about what we do. And we then went into what our key takeouts were. And we recognized that we've all got combinations of these different aspects: visionary, architect, dynamo, and collaborators. Thank you very much, JR. You gave us some very stimulating information to discuss. I feel we were just touching the surface.
That's it. That's it.
What I really liked about our group is that everyone was pretty clear on what their archetype was. And as a result, they could identify the areas that they needed to work on, which was really lovely, or potentially to add the team members who had those attributes that they required. So it seemed we had quite a few doers, our dynamos and our architects. So we had to make sure that we took a step out of the business and, you know, to work on it and to create the vision and all that sort of thing, rather than just do. What I loved from a marketing perspective was, as I said to JR, was for me, it actually helped me to identify particular markets that I could now work with or target because of the alignment of what potentially we could bring and, you know, they needed. So that was another interesting angle. And also Judith gave a great party example, which was just made it all so simple. As if you were thinking about organizing a party, you know, you need to have the visionary to think about, we want this party to be amazing and fun and, you know, all that sort of thing. But then you need the architect to work out where it is and, you know, who's bringing the alcohol and all that sort of thing. But then you also need, you know, all the different pieces. You need the dynamo and you need the collaborator to carry it all out. And it was really good to be able to just sort of put it in a real simple format as to how the 4 different archetypes fit into each other. So fabulous group and really good insights. So thank you so much, JR, for your...
Toby.
So we had quite an amazing group too. Yeah, a good group of marketers to accountants to small business people and coaches. And there was a broad difference from sole traders right through, I think there's one business was a multinational business across 5 continents. So the views were quite broad, but everyone felt that they could take away a few gems from today's presentations. Now there's a gentleman, it was a sole trader, and he felt that, you know, he could be all 4 archetypes. So it's not limited to say 1 or 2 archetypes. And I guess some of us even felt that we are really a bit of everything, but most of us are strong in 1 or 2 areas. Whilst there was another thought to focus on just building your strengths in one area and try to bring on board where your weaknesses are. So what we went on to talk about was bring Jim Collins's view on about the bus, bringing people on board the bus and then work out where you're going. But if the values of the individual or you've got the wrong people on the bus, you've got to be able to get them off quickly. So that was quite important. And we also talked about the values. Can values be changed, or is it just a fix like leopard spots? So there was a consensus that some values are fundamental, but others are non-critical. So these things can be changed over time.